Hi everyone, I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine. Her name is Patricia, and she is overstaying her welcome, to be quite frank. Here's what I wanted to say today. I like being a girl. I think I'm a girl. I started thinking more about my gender like years ago when I started getting a little bit more well known on Tumblr, and therefore my posts started getting reblogged by a lot of people who weren't following me and didn't know me. And because they're nice people, as you do on the internet when you don't know someone's pronouns, they referred to me as they in the tags of my posts. And I felt such a rush of my friend called it euphoria. And they were right. That's how I felt. I was like, wow, I really like the sound of that. I really like it when people call me they, them. And I still like it when certain people call me she, her. I like it when my friends and family call me she, her. And it's frankly weird, the idea of my family using they, them pronouns for me. And so I was like, wow, that's cool, but I'm still a girl. I just like using they, them pronouns, I guess. So I mentioned on my blog that I wanted to start using they, them pronouns, and I got a lot of people messaging me and saying, you can't use they, them pronouns if you're a cisgender girl. They, them pronouns are only for non-binary people, so you gotta stop. And at first I was like, I'm just gonna ignore them, but at the same time, I'm an open-minded person. I don't like feeling like I'm upsetting people if I don't understand something and I'm, you know. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this is a huge, horrible thing that I'm doing, and I just don't understand it, so maybe I should listen to these people and stop using they, them pronouns, even though it's what makes me feel comfortable. And so I made another post about it and was like, okay, I'm actually gonna start going back to using she. And then I had some lovely people message me and say, are you just doing this because some Anons were mean to you? Because I think you should do what makes you feel comfortable and not them. So if you were one of those people who sent me a message like that, thank you, because you made me feel a lot better. And I was like, no, I don't want to upset anybody, I'll just go back to using she. I am okay with using she. I'll just make sure I'm comfortable with it, with the public, and blah, blah. But, I just wasn't. It makes me feel really weird and uncomfortable when people who I don't know call me she. So eventually I was like, alright, fine. I'll just stop saying that I'm a girl. I'll just not disclose my gender at all, and I will use they, them pronouns online. And when I stopped making it obvious that I identified as a girl, people stopped giving me shit because they would see they, them in my bio and be like, oh, okay, that person's non binary. We're all cool. And so for years, I was just thinking, I guess I am non binary then, because I like using they, them pronouns. And I even Googled it, and at the time, I could only find one post somewhere on some site where it was a person being like, well, if you're cis, you technically can use they, them pronouns, but why would you want to? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And the way that person had answered that question made it sound like they were okay, but side-eyeing anyone who did it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I am still making some horrible social faux pas, and I shouldn't be doing this. And I just felt so self-conscious. And then years went by and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I guess I am non-binary. Because I started to realize that sometimes I don't know if I feel like a girl or not. Which at first I thought it was a gender thing, because a girl is a gender and non-binary refers to gender. But I think it's more just the fact that I don't like familiarity and human concepts. This sounds so pretentious. It's an autism thing, I think, to not feel like you're human. to feel like you're from another planet or something. And I don't know, that's just sort of how I've always felt. Like, I'm not human. Not in a bad way, just like that's like the only explanation. Because why else do I feel so weird and out of place and like not know how to interact with people? Obviously, I'm not a human being. Boom, there, solved it. So I realized that like maybe the reason I don't feel like a girl isn't me not feeling like a girl and more me not feeling human, if that makes any sense at all. And this is not me trying to say that, like, if you're non binary, you're not human at all. Like, I'm just talking about my experience. I don't even know if I'm making sense at all, honestly. But I saw a post recently. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description. But if I can't, I'm sorry. And it was from a cis girl who said that she hated being a girl growing up. Just because society was always like, well, you look like this, you're a girl, and then you gotta perform a certain way. And then when she discovered the trans community, they told her that you're a girl because you feel like a girl, not because of anything that anyone says or anything to do with how you look. And then that helped her fall in love with being a girl. And I thought that was really sweet and sort of, I don't know, eye-opening in a way. I mean, I've always been very, very feminine. And I know that you don't need to be, like, androgynous to be non-binary. Oh my god. Non-binary. I just assumed, like, okay, well, I must be a very feminine non-binary person. But I don't know. I feel like I'm probably a girl. Am I a girl? I think I'm a girl. I like being a girl. But here's the thing. I still really, really, really like using they, them pronouns. And I don't know. I never hear people talking about cis people using different pronouns before. And I saw another post recently that sort of prompted me to make this rambly video that was like, I wish a very good day to all cis people who use they, them pronouns. Let cis people have fun with gender too. And I was like, oh my god, where was this post when I needed it 5 years ago? So I don't know what the point of this post is because, like I said before, there are still days where I don't know if I feel fully like a girl. Because what is a girl? You know? If not just like a feeling. There are some days where I'm like, oh my god, yes, I'm a girl. I love being a girl. I love girls. I love that I get to be a girl. This is amazing. And then some days I wake up and I'm like, I'm not really bothered. I mean, I guess this is just how it is. And I still don't know if it has to do with gender specifically or if it just has to do with not feeling like I belong on this planet. And like that's what the weird feelings are coming from. But all I know is that I definitely am a girl. At least sometimes. And I definitely like using they, them pronouns. So if it turns out that I'm actually cisgender and I don't really feel non-binary, I'm still going to keep using they, them pronouns because that's what makes me feel comfortable. And if you're a friend of mine, you can call me she because I still like being called she. But she feels like a intimate nickname. She feels like my mom saying, "Hi honey, did you sleep well?" My grandma saying, "Oh, sweetheart, come over here and sit on the couch with me." Or my friends calling me a silly nickname in our Discord server. If I went outside and a stranger was like, "Hello, darling, how was your day?" I'd be like, "Who the fuck are you and why are you calling me darling? Leave. There's the door." So that's why I like it when my friends and my family call me she, because it feels sweet and intimate and warm and nice. And she is me. It's just not something that I want strangers and the general public to do. I like being a she, they. The duality of person. The duality of girl. The duality of... I don't know what it is. I don't know what this video is. So yeah, a very fuck you to everyone 5 years ago who sent me messages and said that I wasn't allowed to use pronouns that I felt comfortable with because of how I identified, and a very thank you to everyone who's been very nice to me. That's about it.